Buen día, a nombre de Pronabec les damos la bienvenida a esta edición de la Feria Universitaria Beca Generación del Bicentenario. Les informamos que las preguntas que surjan durante esta exposición serán recopiladas por nuestro equipo técnico y las alcanzaremos a nuestros expositores en los minutos finales. En esta oportunidad nos complace anunciar la presentación de Missouri University of Columbia y nos acompaña la representante de la señorita Jillian Collins, a quien damos la bienvenida. Tomando en cuenta que es una universidad de habla inglesa, la exposición será en ese idioma. Good afternoon, Ms. Jillian Collins. Welcome to our fair. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation.
Thank you for having me.
You can go ahead with your presentation, please.
Okay, great. Well, hello, everyone, and thank you for your interest in the University of Missouri-Columbia, also affectionately known as Mizzou. My name is Jillian Collins, and I serve as the Director of Sponsored Student Programs with the university's International Center. And it's a pleasure to connect with you all today. This session will provide a brief overview of our institution. You'll notice a couple of QR codes throughout the presentation. I encourage you to use those to browse our degree programs offered. You can take a campus tour and learn more about sponsor programs. And so with that, let's start with where we are located. And so our university is situated smack dab in the center of the state of Missouri and in the city of Columbia. Missouri is, of course, in the Midwestern region of the United States, and I like to share a couple of advantages about choosing to study in the Midwest. So I will share my top three with you today. So number one, the cost of living tends to be cheaper. You can expect to spend about $1,370 a month on living costs, which includes housing, utilities, dining, and transportation. For example, a one-bedroom or studio apartment would cost about $750 per month in Columbia. My second advantage for choosing to study in the Midwest is that the Midwest tends to be safer than other parts of the United States. Columbia itself is ranked number 6 among U.S. colleges and universities for the best safety resources, according to College Stats. And College Stats is where researchers assess preparedness for crimes, drug and alcohol, assault, workplace violence, and warning policies. So MU has ranked highest of SEC peers. In addition, MU has been recognized nationally for its efforts to ensure campus safety through the Office of Civil Rights in Title IX and the Green Dot Bystander Intervention Program. And my third advantage for studying in the Midwest is easy to travel around the country during university breaks. Our international students are known for really taking advantage of university breaks, and they want to travel to see other parts of the country. So being based in the Midwest makes it easier to travel from coast to coast and typically is a little less expensive as well. When it comes to weather, Missouri has all 4 seasons. So we have spring, summer, winter, and fall. Each season lasts approximately 3 months, and temperatures vary between 0 to 3 degrees Celsius in the winter time. In the summer, it can get up to 31 degrees Celsius, and in the spring, around 16 degrees Celsius, and in the fall, between 12 and 14 degrees Celsius. Columbia, also referred to as Como, is the city that Mizzou is located in. Since 2007, Columbia has been listed in the top 10 best small places for businesses and careers, published annually by Forbes. This is just one of the many national media sources that consistently rank Como at the pinnacle of U.S. cities for excellent quality of life. This photo is of our downtown district, where you will find shops and bars, live music and concerts. The downtown district is walking distance from our campus. Columbia is considered a college town, so the university is in the center of the city, which makes for a supportive and safe environment for our Mizzou students. So I'd like to jump in with a few quick campus facts. So MU serves as a flagship institution for the state of Missouri and is home to over 30,000 students who hail from all 50 US states in more than 100 countries. MU is a Carnegie Classified Research 1 institution for high research productivity and is one of 34 public institutions who are members of the Association of American Universities. The AAU was founded in 1900 and includes a list of 65 leading research institutions. AAU member schools account for 60% of federal research dollars awarded to universities in the United States, and 36% of all international students in the United States choose to study at AAU schools. And in that same vein, the University of Missouri spends over $200 million annually on research and accounts for 70% of the research dollars flowing into Missouri public universities. So our learning environment. Though MU is considered a large public institution, we take pride in the fact that our student to faculty ratio remains 18:1, and our average class size is about 30 students. MU is home to over 2,000 faculty members who are engaged in a wide range of research and are recognized nationally by organizations like the National Academy of Sciences and the National Academy of Inventors. So if you choose to study at Mizzou, you'll be in good company studying alongside some of our faculty members. So let's talk about research and innovation. As the state's most comprehensive university, MU is one of only 5 universities nationwide with law, medicine, veterinary medicine, engineering, and business all on one campus. Offering over 300 different degree programs, each discipline has robust research initiatives at both the graduate and undergraduate level. When it comes to research facilities, MU has plenty of opportunities with over 17 research farms and centers and forests that span 14,000 acres, including a 10 megawatt nuclear reactor. MU has more than 850 internally designed technologies and received 40 patents in the last year. The research, innovation, and business development resources are accessible and in many cases embedded into our program curriculums. These are a few examples of the research centers located on our campus and may be applicable to the fields you are interested in studying. For example, those interested in medical and health fields may have the opportunity to conduct research at MU's nuclear reactor, which serves as the most powerful university reactor in the United States and is the largest US producer of radioisotopes for diagnosing and treating cancer. Or for those that might be interested in forestry and plant sciences fields, you may have the opportunity to work in one of only 5 US centers selected and funded by the National Institute of Health to conduct interdisciplinary research on botanicals. So MU's interdisciplinary approach to education and research is evident in our facilities, like the Bond Life Sciences Center, where the entire facility is designed with collaboration in mind. The goals are to solve problems in human and animal health, the environment and agriculture, and where engineers work with cancer biologists, plant scientists work with biomedical researchers, lab researchers work with field biologists, and information technology experts work with biologists of many stripes. Here we hope to train the next generation of collaborators through undergraduate and graduate research. Needless to say, there are countless opportunities to engage with motivated faculty in state-of-the-art facilities to conduct meaningful research as part of your educational program in the United States. Now, let's talk about academic programs and admissions. MU's 300 different degree programs are housed within 12 different colleges and schools shown here. When you are admitted, you will have received admission to first the academic program and the college or the school the program is located in. And second, final admission is confirmed by our graduate school, joining not only the Mizzou campus community at large, but also your own departmental community who will often become like family by the end of your program on our campus. Within each of the aforementioned schools and colleges, there are 87 master's degree programs and 59 doctoral degree programs that are offered on campus. The average admission rate for graduate studies is around 40%, and we encourage students to begin preparing their application materials between 6 and 12 months prior to their desired start term. Prospective sponsored students at MU receive special assistance throughout the application and placement process. The sponsored student program provides comprehensive support as you explore academic programs, try to identify faculty advisors, and navigate through the application. I encourage you to contact me if you are interested in learning about MU's academic programs and the application process, and will receive a scholarship from your home country to pursue academics on our campus, as I and my team serves as a primary point of contact for those international students. If you will not receive a government scholarship for your studies, the most common form of funding at the graduate levels are through assistantships and fellowships. Assistantships are offered by the academic department for research or teaching work in exchange for a living stipend and tuition waiver. When you apply to Mizzou, there is a question on the application that asks if you are interested in receiving an assistantship or fellowship. If you decide to apply to Mizzou and are interested in being considered for one of these positions, be sure to mark this on your application. If you are admitted, you will be informed of whether or not you received a position with the department at the time of admission. Again, if you are awarded an assistantship, you would likely receive a waiver of tuition, a subsidy for insurance, and a monthly wage. So I'd like to give you some information about what our international student population looks like at Mizzou. International students make up about 6% of our total student population, and they study a wide variety of majors on our campus. International students are very much involved in academics, research, and social activities on our campus. The chart here depicts the 1920 international student enrollment, top countries of origin in most popular schools and colleges for international students on our campus. The top 3 colleges for international students are engineering, arts and sciences, and our College of Agriculture, Food, and Natural Resources. And as I mentioned earlier, I serve as the director of sponsored student programs, and I'd like to take a couple of minutes to talk about this unique subgroup of international students that are considered sponsored students. So who are sponsored students? These are typically high academic achieving international students that apply to Mizzou. They represent the cream of the crop of their home country in most cases. At Mizzou, we work with more than 30 different sponsor program partners, including foreign government educational ministries, U.S. government scholarship programs such as the Fulbright, foreign universities, NGOs, and private companies. MU's sponsored student population makes up approximately 17% of our total international student population, and they represent more than 50 countries. The team that I'm responsible for, we provide comprehensive services from the point of inquiry through admission and during your academic program through completion. To learn more about the sponsored student program and the services we provide, I encourage you to navigate to our webpage using the QR code provided here. And so next steps, I encourage you to take a virtual tour and browse our degree programs. If you have questions about a specific degree program or the admission dates, deadlines, and requirements, I encourage you to email the gradadmin@missouri.edu contact. And with that, I can open up for questions.
Thank you so much, Jillian. Looks like there are no more questions, no questions in the audience. But we are very interested in the engineering programs. That's most of the audience asked for. And maybe you can talk a little bit about it.
Yeah, sure. So we offer a wide variety of emphasis areas within the College of Engineering. It is an ABET accredited engineering school. International students come to Mizzou at both the undergraduate and graduate level to pursue engineering. We offer engineering degrees or specialization areas in computer science, IT, aerospace engineering, mechanical, civil. I'm trying to think if I'm missing any.
No, it's okay.
Biomedical, biological, and industrial and manufacturing. And I can include. Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. We have another question. How much is the application fee?
How much is the what?
The application fee.
Yeah. So at the graduate level, the application fee is $90.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Any other question from the audience? Just a minute. The audience is asking right now. Okay. Can I find some financial aid that totally supports my master's degree or the big part? In addition, is there any potential funding for tuition and living expenses?
Absolutely. Yeah. So as I mentioned earlier, the most common forms of funding at the graduate level are those assistantship and fellowship positions. Again, there is a question on the graduate application that asks if you're interested in being considered for those positions. If you are admitted, then the department would inform you that you were awarded one of those positions. If you receive one of those positions, then you would receive a waiver of in-state and non-resident tuition, as well as an insurance subsidy and a monthly stipend. And I can put a link in the chat here that can share more information about assistantships.
It's also all the information on your website.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Another question. What is the minimum TOEFL score for applying for the master's in mechanical engineering? I told you, engineering is huge here.
Yeah, no, that's great. We receive a lot of engineering applicants, and so I'm happy to answer those questions. So at the graduate level, the minimum TOEFL requirement is 80. There are specific academic programs that can set higher levels of TOEFL. And so at the graduate level, you may be aware the admission process is a bit more decentralized than the undergraduate level, where if you're applying for undergraduate admissions, the admission standards are pretty much the same across the board, with the exception of maybe a few programs. At the graduate level, each department can set their own admission requirements. And so it's really important that when you're considering applying for an academic program, that you take a look at the admission requirements and dates and deadlines specific for your program of interest. I just included a link there in the chat that kind of directs you to the degree programs. And if you click on an individual program, it will bring up all of the requirements as well as departmental contacts.
What is the minimum TOEFL score do you pay for the master? Okay, what is the required GPA for entry?
Yeah, so that's going to be something that really varies by degree program. I would say on average at the graduate level, they're looking for about a 3.0 equivalency on a US-based scale.
Yeah, cool.
And not all graduate degree programs will specify a specific GPA minimum, but those that I do see, often it's around that range, 2.75 to 3.0.
Okay. Final question. Is the deadlines published on your website? Because they are asking us about the dates.
Yeah, so that's another thing that's different for each degree program is the date for the deadlines. Whereas like the College of Engineering may have 2 intake periods for fall and spring. And say for the fall, the deadline is July. And then for the spring, it's, I don't know, November, for example. It could be different or actually will be different for someone applying to CAFNR, for example. They might only have 1 intake period for the fall and the deadline is, I don't know, July. So it's really important to use that link that I provided prior to see what the specifics are for the program that you're interested in.
Great, great. Well, looks like there are no more questions from the audience. Once again, thank you. Thank you so much for your participation, Jillian, and we're looking forward to seeing you in the next fair.
That's great. Thank you so much for having me. Have a good afternoon.
Have a good afternoon.
Thanks.